Hey everyone, welcome back to Inspired Pages. If you have been following our journey, you know we explore books that do not just teach us new ideas. They help us understand ourselves better. In our recent videos, we talked about inner peace, money mindset, and living in the present moment. But today, we are talking about something many of us quietly struggle with. These are the anxiety and the stress. That constant pressure in the mind. The feeling that you're always thinking, always worrying. Even when everything seems fine on the outside. Today's story is about 10% Happier by Dan Harris. A book written for people who do not feel calm, spiritual, or balanced, but want to feel a little better. This is a story about a real person, with a busy life, a restless mind, and a simple discovery that changed everything. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's explore this honest and relatable journey together. Dan Harris was not a monk. He wasn't spiritual. And he definitely wasn't calm. He was a successful TV journalist, working for ABC News. From the outside, his life looked perfect. A great career, recognition, success. But inside, Dan was struggling. He lived with constant anxiety. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, and fear of losing control. And one day, that pressure exploded. Live. On national television. Dan had a full-blown panic attack while anchoring the news. His heart raced. His mind froze. His body shut down. Millions of people saw it. That moment changed his life. After that incident, Dan started asking a question many of us avoid. Why am I so unhappy, even when my life looks successful? That question led him on an unexpected journey. Into the world of meditation and mindfulness. At first, he was extremely skeptical. Meditation sounded weird to him. It's too spiritual, too slow, and too unrealistic for a busy, anxious mind. But desperation has a way of opening doors. So he tried it. What Dan discovered surprised him. Meditation was not about emptying the mind. It was not about becoming emotionless. And it definitely was not about becoming perfect. It was about learning to notice your thoughts instead of obeying them. Dan realized something powerful. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who hears them. And most of our suffering comes from believing every thought that passes through our mind. He explains that our minds are like a non-stop news channel, constantly broadcasting fear, worry, judgment, and self-criticism. We replay past mistakes. We imagine worst-case futures. We talk to ourselves in ways we would never talk to a friend. Meditation teaches you to step back. To watch the thoughts, not fight them, not suppress them, just notice them. And when you do that, their power starts to fade. Dan does not promise enlightenment. He does not say meditation will make you happy all the time. That's why the book is called 10% Happier. Because even a small improvement matters. Being 10% less angry, 10% less anxious, 10% more patient. That small shift can completely change how you experience life. One of the most important lessons from the book is this: happiness is not about controlling the outside world, it's about understanding the inside one. Dan learned that chasing success without understanding your mind is exhausting. You achieve one goal, and the mind immediately wants the next. There is always more to prove, more to fear, more to fix. Meditation helps you stop living entirely in your head and start living in the moment you're actually in. Another powerful idea from the book is self-compassion. Dan realized he was incredibly harsh with himself. Every mistake became evidence that he was not good enough. Every failure felt personal. Meditation did not remove his flaws. It helped him relate to them differently. Instead of attacking himself, he learned to observe his emotions with kindness. And that changed everything. The book also talks about ego. That voice in the mind that says, I need to be better than others. I can't look weak. I must always be right. Dan learned that the ego creates unnecessary suffering. When you stop taking every thought personally, you become lighter. You respond instead of reacting. You listen instead of defending. You breathe instead of exploding. One of the most comforting messages of 10% Happier is this: you don't need to fix yourself. You're not broken. You're just human. Your mind is doing what minds do, thinking. Meditation simply teaches you how to work with your mind, instead of being controlled by it. Dan also reminds us that progress is not linear. Some days, meditation feels calm. Some days, it feels impossible, and that's okay. The goal is not to have a perfect mind. The goal is to have a friendlier relationship with it. Even noticing that you're distracted is awareness. And awareness is growth. In the end, 10% Happier is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more present, more aware, more gentle with yourself. It's about realizing that happiness doesn't come from eliminating stress, but from learning how to meet it with clarity and calm. You don't need to escape your life. You just need to understand your mind. So that's the story of 10% Happier by Dan Harris. A book for skeptics, for overthinkers, for anxious minds trying their best. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by your thoughts, this book reminds you that peace is possible. Not all at once, but little by little. And sometimes, 10% is more than enough to change your life. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe to Inspired Pages for more book stories, mindset shifts, and life-changing ideas. Share this video with someone who's been feeling stressed or overwhelmed lately. And remember, you do not need to be perfectly happy, just a little more aware. This is Inspired Pages. Stay calm, stay curious, and keep growing.